Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Levi. I'm the founder of Dynamic. We specialize in business process optimization, smart marketing strategies, and data and AI solutions to scale your revenue. This is the podcast, The Balance, and today I'm with a very special guest, Chris, the founder of Breadcounter. Chris, thank you so much, first of all, for being on the podcast. I'm really excited about today's episode. To start off, could you tell us a little bit more about yourself? Who are you, and obviously, what do you do?
Yes, absolutely. So my name is Chris Ferretti, and I'm the CEO and founder of Breadcounter. We're a tax and accounting firm for people who make money online. So think like e-com brands, online coaches, content creators, etc. In terms of who am I would say that I am an anti-traditional accountant. The way that I got into accounting was actually by being an operator, by being employee number two at a tax and accounting firm that specifically focused on in the insurance niche. And that's where I learned the value of becoming an expert within one niche and just servicing it in as many ways as possible. And also, I enjoy boxing as well. That's another just key fact about me. I feel like that just speaks to the fact that I just love to challenge myself and do things that scare me because, full disclosure, like it is scary every single time that I get in the ring. But you got to do things that make you uncomfortable. So,
Exactly. That's the only way we can grow. Yeah.
absolutely.
All right. And I'm curious, what made you dive into the specific niche that you dove in right now? So you said like mostly e-commerce, people selling like info products, content creators. Why that specific niche?
Excellent question. So I would say the reason why is because of the fact that it's a very underserved market. So when I speak to other accountants and other quote unquote professionals and in the accounting space, they don't look at people making money online as a real business. They still think that it's a hobby. They still think that it's people who are neglecting to quote unquote get a real job. And they don't realize that there's a ton of money being made, within this niche. The one entity that does realize this, it's the IRS, of course, like the Uncle Sam, the tax man. So I'm seeing a whole bunch of people that are making a lot of money in this space that don't necessarily, because of the fact that they're, young, this is their first time at business, they're still not sure how to actually operate as a business. So because of the fact that I have a lot of friends in it, I understand this. That's why I dove in and decided to target this niche. Essentially, it's like once again, I saw like a ton of need for services like mine, and nobody's servicing it, and that's why I'm servicing them.
Yeah, very clever. And I already think I know the answer to this question, but why bread counter? Why the name bread counter?
So, of course, I mean it's within the name itself, bread counter, right? So bread, obviously, it's slang for money. Counter because of the fact that we're literally counting money.
Yeah,
Um, it also speaks to the movement that we're making. Like the average accountant is known in a it's they're known as a bean counter, and like when I think of a bean counter, like that's almost like an insult to me. Like you're it's like that's like a I mean that truly is like an insult. But and and it's almost deserved, I would say, because of the fact that most accountants make accounting boring. And at the end of the day, accounting is the language of business. It's the language of money. So bread counter, just the name itself is beautiful, first of all. Second of all, bread counter is here to make accounting sexy again by making clients actually understand where their money's at. Hence the name bread counter.
yeah, nice. I saw that on your head as well. It really made me laugh. Also, the head in the background. I like
Come
that,
on,
man.
man. Got to. Got
Different.
to. Got to.
It's good.
Also, I just realized the gloves up there, and that was the OG hat, actually. And then this is the latest version of it.
Yeah. Nice. Is that also like your own brand, or is that just something that you do next with like for fun, or is that from like someone else?
Not from anybody else. Trademarked. It's from Brett Counter.
All right, that's so cool. That's so cool, man. All right. So, with Bread Counter, what is like your vision, your purpose, and like the goal that you're working towards for the long run?
That's an excellent question. So I would say in the long, long run, we operate more of like a private equity firm where we start working with people that we see are very promising whether they're e-com brands, creators, etc. And we would take an equity stake in we would take an equity stake into their business, and in exchange, obviously, we would help them actually scale and go from like hustler to enterprise. So that's really like what we're doing today, without taking any equity stake, by just being a paid service provider. But in the long run, like as the brand and authority grows and we have case study after case study after case study, that's really going to be the way to go.
Yeah, I get that. Okay, and getting to this goal, working towards there, I assume there are some obstacles or some real challenges that you're facing. What does that look like for you?
Yeah, that's a really great question. So number one, obviously, the whole movement of like making accounting sexy. I mean, at the end of the day, when people think of accounting, they think of it as a boring task that they just do, at the end of the year. That's honestly, you're doing yourself a disadvantage when you are operating that way. The reason being is because of the fact that accounting paints a story of your business. It literally tells the story of your business. So if you know your accounting, if you know your numbers, then you're more than likely to be successful, right? Once again, that's like the clear understanding that I have. That's the message that my firm is growing. That's not the status quo today. So first, we have to break that status quo. We truly have to empower accountants to speak with their clients as opposed to speaking at their clients. Um, I would say most service providers that we speak with, they're always complaining about the client, like the client this, the client doesn't get it, and that the client hired you for a reason, right? Like they hired you because of the fact that you're an expert in something that they need help in, right? Because of the fact that you know this thing inside and out, you have to over explain it to people so that they can act and like speak their language, meet them where they're actually at. I feel like accountants get almost like frustrated. Like, I can't believe that this person is not getting this correctly, or I can't believe that this person is not doing like what I told them to do, sharing documents, etc. At the end of the day, that's happening because of the fact that you haven't educated your clients enough, um, to essentially speak to them in a way that it shows them the value of them doing the things that you need them to do, to actually show them what's happening with their numbers. So I would say, once again, the first challenge is simply overcoming how accounts are being looked at, and after that is just scaling. But I would say that we're not really going to have a problem with scaling Breadcounter, and then in the future we're potentially going to be, uh, the way that I'm thinking is just like probably either taking equity into other accounting firms and like showing them like the bread counter way, or just simply just buying firm after firm after firm after firm. That's more than likely going to be how we grow.
Yeah, that's cool. Actually, I had a podcast recording with someone, I think 2 weeks ago. It's not out yet. It's a guy from Jersey, and he had the same vision as that you have, and he's like fully already like very deep in the process. So he's not really doing any accounting services himself anymore. He's like fully on the acquisition side, fully like buying businesses, which also started as like an accounting firm. So that's really cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, that really is the way to go. I was actually at a restaurant not too long ago on Sunday, and I met this guy who was a CPA by trade. Yeah, he was a CPA by trade, and then casually he was like, "Oh yeah, man, like I'm just here with my family in Miami because I just sold my business for $107 million." And then what was his business? It was like a healthcare consulting, like it was something completely unrelated to accounting. But what he did is essentially, once again, leverage the power of accounting, leverage the power of the clarity that you get from really knowing your numbers, go into businesses, take an equity stake, help them run the back office. That's how he got equity, and that's how, he was part of that $107 million exit. So, you like there's a very clear path to wealth and to delivering tons of value to the world. You just have to take ownership of accounting of your trade.
Yeah. And you mentioned ownership now. For me, that's a very important thing within my life and within my business. For you, what are like your firm's core values, and how does this show up? How do these show up in your day-to-day operations?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I would say two things. I feel like firms love to have like a laundry list of values, like strength, courage, yada yada yada. I honestly like just two things. Like I would say clarity and preparation. Clarity is what we are delivering to our clients on a month-to-month basis. So that's like our driving force. Like if it doesn't matter how long I spend categorizing people's transactions or reconciling their books, it doesn't matter how much time I spend putting graphics together for them. If they do not have clarity on their business, if they do not know their revenue, their profit, their expenses, if they do not have a pulse on their business, then I have failed at my job. So I would say clarity is like the North Star, like the um, top core value for my firm. And the very second one is preparation. So all battles are won in preparation. And what do I mean by that? It's like, okay, before I show up to a client onboarding call, I need to know, like as much as possible for this client before I show up to a sales call. Like same thing, like never winging anything. Like we do not have wings for a reason. Like never winging anything. Just always prepare, prepare, prepare. So that when clients speak with me, they're like, of course this client gets me. Like, of there is no other option for anybody else being my accountant or like any other firm being my accountant because of the fact that these people are always on top of the ball. So I would say that's how we live up to our values, and no need to overcomplicate it. Just two values that we stick by.
Yeah, yeah, cool, man. Nice. And um, in this podcast, we always really want to like dive into the future as well. So we talked about your future vision and your goals, but also the future of accounting. And now with the growth of AI, I ask this question to most of the people. A lot of things are changing. A lot of people are implementing it. A lot of people are like trying to ignore it or trying to sort of like blame it for whatever things. How do you look at AI? Is it something that you're really like diving into, using a lot, or trying to avoid? Yeah, tell me more about that.
I think if you're trying to avoid AI today, that's like cavemen trying to avoid fire when fire was discovered. The way that I see AI, it's revolutionary for any industry that it touches. And spoiler alert, it's touching pretty much every industry that I can think of right now. So my like besides being CEO at Breadcounter, I'm also like now thinking of myself as like a chief AI evangelist, just trying to learn as much as possible about AI, about AI agents, vibe coding, vibe marketing, etc. Just truly get truly be like in the AI trenches. There's like as soon as new tools come out or like new make workflows, new N8N workflows, like try to replicate them for the firms so that I can be as effective as possible. I think we are definitely going to be at a point soon where we can have a three-person like multi-billion dollar company, and that seemed like a pipe dream before, but now with AI agents, that's more and more and more a reality. And I would consider myself like an avid user of AI, and I know for a fact because I use it every day, by the way, and I still know for a fact that I could be doing so much better with AI. So that's how I feel about it. I mean, learn as much as possible because as the CEO, generally speaking, like you tend to like any sort of enthusiasm or any emotion tends to like come from you, right? So it's like if people within your company are to care about AI, then it has to come from you. If people in your company are to be enthusiastic, then it has to come from you as well. So yeah, get educated on AI. That's what I'm doing right now because that's the future. That's the present and the future.
Yeah, man, and I completely agree. You already mentioned and you already mentioned Make. What is like your favorite tool with or around AI that you're using at the moment?
Ooh, that's a great question. Okay, so I would say a couple. Is it okay if I mention a couple?
Just mention
Uh,
all of the ones that are worth mentioning.
yeah, right. Let's see. I mean, obviously ChatGPT, that's like OG right there, that's like big bro. So definitely ChatGPT. Can't live without that one. And then Replit, I would say it's great when it comes to just like you thinking of an idea. And it could be something simple, by the way. Like you don't have to create this crazy custom like uh, software tool out there. Like you could just create a calculator, um, all sorts of different calculators, like from like tax calculators, et cetera, et cetera. So I would say Replit. Then we have make.com, just to like if, like make.com to automate all these tasks that you would do. Okay, like, like client, like for example, like a client just signed a proposal with these services, then it's then okay, like go ahead and send out like this email to them to onboard them, and then take care of all these tasks uh, within like my CRM, G Drive, my client portal, etc., so that we're actually prepared to onboard that client as well. So I mean, there's a lot that you can do with Make, but Replit, Make.com, ChatGPT, I would say are my top three.
All right. All right. Cool. Nice. Um, Next to that, next to AI, next to all these tools that we just mentioned, are there other like key trends in the industry that you're looking into right now or that you're really like exploring?
I wouldn't say that I'm exploring, like I'm like knee like neck deep, if not more. But just going from being a bean counter to being a bread counter, going from being a person that just like asks the client for for a bank statement and then giving them a P&L that they have no idea what it is, to actually being an advisor. So I would say that that's the major trend that I feel like I first heard about this back in 2019. I went to a conference and they were all saying like they could not stop saying advisory, advisory, advisory. Like that was just the like, and it just stuck with me because it made so much sense. So I would say be an advisor, be a bread counter, do not be a bean counter. That's a trend that I'm writing right now. And I'm staying on that trend. That's my trend.
Nice, 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 nice. That also like um, leads up to my next question. For uh, another accountant, a CFO, a bookkeeper, or just any entrepreneur that's listening right now, what would be your best piece of advice that you would give them if they are looking to grow or looking to innovate their business?
Oh, I mean, like we were saying earlier, definitely learn and leverage AI. I meet a bunch of people who have tons of experience, way more experience than I have, by the way, in the accounting space, and only from like a year's perspective. But at the end of the day, like they're not delivering that much value to their clients. Number one, because of the fact that they're not staying up to date with the nuances of their businesses because they're working with so many different types of clients. So like number one, niche down. Number two, learn AI as much as possible. Number three, just like learn people's skills and actually listen to your clients' needs so that your clients feel like you actually understand them. So I mean, like there's like I know that I started with AI, but then I just started flowing. But once again, niche down if you can. Learn AI and definitely just be a people person. Don't speak at people. Don't blame your clients for them not getting documents to you on time or them not understanding. It's just you have to meet them where they are. You're the educator, you're the expert. Put delivering value at the top of your list, and I feel like everything gets easier for you.
I see that. And Chris, if people want to work with you, learn more from you, just connect with you, where can they best find you?
So I would say, I mean, best way, just shoot me an email, chris@breadcounter.com, number one, and then find me on Instagram as well, breadcounter, at breadcounter, that's it. And you can also just go ahead and go to my website and book time with me. But the easiest, surefire way, shoot me an email or shoot me an Instagram DM, and that's it.
Yeah, it's cool because you're one of the maybe even the only accountant that I've spoken with in the podcast, and I've recorded quite a few. That is also active on Instagram. Most people are just like website and LinkedIn and email, but it's cool to see that you also use like the other platforms.
Yeah, it's also the people that I'm working with as well. Like, I mean,
Was
I'm a big fan of once again meeting people where they are. I mean, I could go on a rant about this, but I feel like my biggest problem is like with like entitled accountants who like almost like laugh at their clients for not being like fluent in accounting, and like always expecting them to like, hey, like use my systems, listen to me and like pay attention to me based on how I'm speaking with you, not how and not how you want to be spoken to. I mean, it's like, dude, get like get off your high horse, put like make delivering value to clients like the number one thing, and then everything else becomes easier. But like once again, just meet people where they are, literally, physically, mentally, emotionally, like everything. Just understand people, deliver value to them. Can't
Yeah.
say that enough.
I see. Nice, man. Yeah, I really want to thank you so much for being on the podcast today. It was a valuable podcast, really cool to learn more about you, your insights, your opinion, and I think it's really, yeah, really amazing to see that you're also so deep into AI. I think that's really cool. Yeah, so again, thank you so much for being on the podcast. Do you've got any last words maybe for the podcast?
Let me think about that for a second.
No worries. Take your time. Take your time.
I gotta repeat myself. If you make delivering value to your clients your North Star, everything else becomes easier. Like you get the clarity that you need to figure out how to grow your firm. Like I feel like people are thinking about it backwards. Like they're thinking about how can I grow? How can I grow? How can I grow? If you focus on delivering value, I promise you, you're going to grow. Like so far, by the way, like I've done little to no marketing, and I've genuinely like cared deeply, even for clients that are paying me 4.99 a month, which is like the lowest ticket item like that I have. And like when I speak to other firm owners, they're just like, dude, I don't get out of bed unless it's like a $10,000 client or something like that, right? But with me, I'm just like, dude, I know that if I deliver great with this client, the word's just going to spread. So just make delivering value the North Star, and then everything else is going to become easier.
Yeah. Give first, and then you'll receive eventually.
Yes, yes,
Um,
yes, yes.
Nice. All right. Yeah. Again, Chris, thank you so much for being here. Great value, uh, great tips and tricks. It was really cool. For the ladies and gentlemen at home that are listening, our guest today was Chris Ferretti, the founder of Breadcounter. My name is Levi. I'm the founder of Dynamic. And this was the podcast, The Balance. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.
Thank you, Levi. Bye bye.